Hello. Welcome to another week, another 5:30, where we gather together to bring some peace and some calm and some stillness into our lives. As we approach our meditation today, I want to just call our attention to the Torah portion, the Halotcha, that we are looking at this week, and it contains in it three separate stories. That is, there's two themes that are in this Torah portion that I think are incredibly important in the way we carry ourselves in society. The first one, this is what I'd like to discuss today, has to do with complaining. And the second one is Lashon Hara, or gossip. Maybe we'll get to that later in the week. But in the Torah portion, there are three moments of complaint. The first moment is that people are sick of manna. It kind of reminds me of all of our feelings right now about sheltering in place. You know, manna probably tastes good, for all I know, probably tastes like chicken, but it was probably fantastic for the first several weeks or months or years, and but once you've had the same thing every single night, then there's a complaint. Is there anything else we can have? How come we have to only eat this manna? So that's like a complaint, I think, that comes from taking something for granted, or doing something for such a long period of time that it loses its meaning. So we complain about it. The second one are these two men, Medad and Eldad, who are prophesizing in camp, and it upsets people. So they go and they tell on them to Moses, and Moses is like, leave them alone. They're good people. They're doing what they need to do. Just, what do you care, basically? So that one is when another person does that annoys you. We tend to complain about it to others. That falls under the gossip or Lashon Hara question also. And then the third one is when Miriam complains that Moses complains about Moses' wife, and also says, aren't we all, prophets? Why is the Moses the only one? But she says, when she says it, she says, Moses married a Cushite woman, and there are racial undertones there, which we can get into, but will not today. I think the idea behind these three moments of complaint is that there's many different reasons why we might be dissatisfied with the way things are, or upset with what another person is doing. And I think maybe we rush to judgment, or when we're in those kinds of moments, we're not considering the whole story, or we're not thinking about the fact that we're talking about another human being. And it was, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I did a sermon on being complaint-free. Maybe it wasn't even 10 years ago. It might have been 7 or 8 years ago. And it was the idea that if you can stop yourself from complaining for 21 days, then you have rid yourself of that habit. That 21 days of not doing something or doing something creates a habit. And there weren't that many people that were able to do it, because complaining is such an integral part of what it means to be a human being. And I've since kind of changed my tune on this, where I don't think that it is impossible. I don't think that it is possible to completely rid ourselves of complaining about something or another. But I think what we can do in our meditation and in our mindfulness work is to feel the upset, feel what it is that's causing us to complain, and then noticing it and asking the question, why is this so upsetting to me? Why is this bothering me so much? And perhaps that introspection could lead you to say, I'm bothered because of X, Y, or Z, and you know what? That's not that big of a deal. So I'm just kind of hoping that by noticing it, which is the mindfulness work, by noticing what's happening inside of you and that you're upset about something, or you're sick of something, or you've heard something about somebody and it causes upset. Why is it so upsetting to you? What is it that's causing that feeling inside of you? And those questions that we can ask of ourselves that bring out reasons for our feelings can lead us to say, maybe this isn't something I need to complain about, but it's something I just need to notice within myself. It's not easy to do that, but as our mind is wandering while we're concentrating on our breath, notice what it is you're thinking about. I noticed that there are times when I've been doing this meditation over the last 3 months that I do tend to start thinking about things that have been upsetting to me. And I think this whole realm of judgment, complaining, upset, anger, all of these things come from deep-seated places inside of us. We're not going to solve this issue. We're not going to stop ourselves from being upset, but we can notice it and perhaps redirect what it is we're upset about and take it upon ourselves. There are, like the example of the Eldad and Medad, they were just prophesizing. They weren't hurting anybody. They weren't trying to stop people from doing whatever they were doing. They were just going around and speaking. If I got very upset about that, it's like, well, why does that bother me so much? What is it about what they're doing that is kind of hitting a strange note inside of me? And I think if you ask that question and you're like, well, maybe it's because of this, or maybe it reminds me of my father, and or maybe it reminds me of this person in school that I didn't like who was always telling everyone what to do. I don't know what it is, but the point of it is, Eldad and Medad weren't doing anything wrong. They were just talking, and the feeling that it brought up in people, they need to think about that. It's our reaction to what is happening that's the curious part. And I think so many times, instead of us trying to think about what our reaction is to something, we think about, hey, they did that thing and it caused me that reaction, as opposed to, they did that thing, which is separate from me, but somehow it caused a feeling inside of me, and I need to explore that. That is how I think we spiritually move through our lives. Not to just let the feelings happen, but when they do happen, to question within myself, why do I feel that way? It could be that's so unlike me to feel that way. It could be, wow, I get bothered by that a lot. It could be, I'm really upset all the time, and I need to do something about that. There could be a whole bunch of things that happen to you when you ask that question, why is it making me feel that? And it can go for good things too, right? You just have this incredibly good feeling about someone. It's like, what is it about, why do I feel so good about this, right? Why do I like that person so much? And then you can discover things about yourself as to the kinds of personalities you like, or the things that people do that you enjoy. It's a helpful question to ask. Why? Why do I feel that way? Why did I say that? Why am I going here? Why am I spending my time doing that? Why am I so tired? That's one I just threw that in there because I feel like I'm always tired. I wonder why that is. Right? Do I have to go to bed earlier? Do I have to change the things that I'm doing during the day? Do I have to do less Zoom calls? Maybe makes me a little less tired. There could be a million reasons. So this idea of complaining, the idea of moments bothering us, give us an opportunity to ask why. Give us an opportunity to notice it and to live our lives in a mindful way, noticing, questioning, not judging, but just asking, why do I feel that way? Why does this person bother me? And if we can ask those questions, we might be able to live a more peaceful, still life. So, just gonna have a little drink. And we will begin. We're going to do our, not quite the priestly benediction, but we do, on Mondays, we like to do, may I feel safe and may I feel healthy. So we can bring ourselves to a place where we're feeling good about where we are in life, especially with the COVID-19 kind of slowing down a little bit, although we'll find out in a couple of weeks whether people were being safe during a lot of the protest times. So here we go. We may go a couple minutes over 6 today because I talked a lot longer than usual. Let's get into a comfortable position, but strong as well. If your feet reach the ground, you can put them flat on the ground. We're just going to breathe. Concentrate on our breath. I'll bring us through it a little bit. Just a normal breath. Don't try to push the breath through. You're just noticing how you're breathing and what happens to your body as you breathe. The expanse and the contraction. And we're just allowing things to be as they are for now. No need to solve anything. No need to fix anything. We're just noticing. And we're being in the very, very present moment. The ultimate now of our breath. And you'll find your mind wandering. Just bring yourself back to the breath in love, in chesed, without judgment. we've been concentrating on our breath, our mind has been taking us away. We bring ourselves back to our breath for our remaining time together. We offer ourselves safety and health. So with each breath, we say, may I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe and healthy. With each breath, think about bringing that into your life and those feelings. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. If you want to offer that to somebody else, you can put them in front of you. Say, may you feel healthy, may you feel safe. If you'd like to stay with yourself, you may do so. But on each breath, say it. It could be to yourself, it could be aloud. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel safe and healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. For the last moments we have together, perhaps we'll just bring ourselves to our breath. Checking in with our bodies, the sensations in the room. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you found the stillness and the peace that you're looking for. And may you feel safe, and may you feel healthy. I hope you have a beautiful evening.